paradise won't change your mind. Can't shape the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice.
Okay, so good guy Sephiroth has come back to assist us here.
And as you may have or may not have guessed, Genesis copies.
Ooh, yeah, but this is the time, as we've said a couple of times, but this really stresses and drives home the point here. This is the time before Sephiroth went insane, when he was the hero to everyone. So he shows up to, confide in Zack that he's going to do his job, but he's kind of sad that both his friends have apparently turned traitor, and now he's asking us to go with him to hunt them down, partly because, it's his duty, but the underlying subtext there is he's not sure if he'll be able to do the job and take down his friends.
Exactly.
So he invites Zack along, so...
Hold on, I'm a-coming.
All right, so here we're gonna meet some more Turks. There's the leader of the Turks.
Sector 8 is Turks jurisdiction, slick.
Slick.
Yeah,
He's just so rude.
they're saying. Yeah, so we're gonna meet the Turks here. I love that Zack kind of hangs out in his buddy with the Turks, despite this.
Yep.
Yeah. See, so off screen she just destroyed them all.
Midgar's just crawling with nasties.
What I like about Crisis Core is
Just say the
all
word.
of the character development that they gave to the secondary characters.
Yes.
We run into them a lot in Final Fantasy VII. You see kind of a bit more of it
Soldiers
in
being stingy.
There's a manpower
Advent Children, but
You're
they
a
are
Turk too?
basically the supporting cast of Crisis Core, which means they get a lot of development. And if you play the games in the chronological order of when they take place as opposed to when they came out, playing this and then playing Final Fantasy VII, which I did. Once I beat this, it made me want to go home and play FF7 again, which I did. You can kind of see... Oh, Cisne, yeah.
Yep.
You get to see kind of the motivations of the Turks, heightened emotions as well, as you go into 7. Chris is over here checking his email while it's sitting there, heightened emotions, and I'm just talking. Yeah, so
Loveless Avenue.
you get that, and it's kind of, it's nice to see that the Turks are just doing their job.
Yes.
In FF7. Yeah, their job is in opposition to what you're up to, but that doesn't make them bad guys.
Exactly.
Because you don't have... Because that's one of the problems with a lot of modern video games and movies that they didn't used to do. It's become a more recent thing. That the opposition, just because it is opposing the main character or the main character or the main characters, that doesn't necessarily make them evil or bad guys or make their motivations invalid.
Yes. Antagonist does not mean evil.
But they've kind of made that a thing now. So the Turks are doing their job in FF7. They're not evil. From their point of view, at least when they are the main people that are going against you, they are just doing their job and they're going against you because at the point of the game where you're facing them fairly often, you're wanted terrorists.
Yeah.
So...
You're not good guys.
Well,
You're not exactly bad guys, but you're not good
presented
guys.
as good guys in the story because you know Avalanche's motivations and such. But the common people and the Turks and Shinra aren't aware, so you're terrorists. And so the Turks are kind of just doing their job. Obviously, later on in FF7, when they kind of learn what's really going on, they stop outright opposing you, but it's just it's one of those things that happens. It's kind of like why I didn't like that part of Mass Effect 3 where the Elusive Man's organization, what's it called? Miranda works for it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't remember offhand.
You work for them throughout Mass Effect 2. They kind of start off opposing you in Mass Effect 3, and it's like, oh, okay, they're trying to do what they think is right, but they're going about it in a bad way.
Before you ask, no, this isn't the real Genesis.
Well, Zach just said that. But go about it in a way that's not really good for the common public. And then you just find out, oh yeah, they were mind controlled all along, and it's like, oh, you took what could have been a really kind of cool story arc and oversimplified it, which is probably, it's a minor gripe. Mass Effect 3 did a lot of things right, but it also did a lot of things wrong with certain things.
Yes.
So, I mean, I can't really complain too much about it. And I genuinely enjoyed it. It's just, as I said, there were certain parts in the game where I was like, why did you make that choice? Ooh, Invincible.
Oh, good timing on getting that.
Yeah, so this is just a Genesis clone. As you can tell, because he's not fighting with a sword. Because if it was the real Genesis, he'd of course be fighting with a sword.
Of course.
Because all main characters fight with swords.
Swords are cool.
Invincible with 0 MP guns. That's actually not bad.
Oh, good. We finally actually get the person that we have 5 times more chance of showing up.
Like we said, you're going to see the opening cutscene a ton of times.
And we level up. Nice.
Level 10! Woo. That doesn't unlock anything. I'm
No.
sorry. Just misses. Lucky Stars 3. Oh, he
You can do
was
it,
dust,
Zach.
didn't he?
Yeah, I'm on fire now.
Oh, okay. That's what that one does.
Oh no, he has stun on us.
If you notice in the top left, above the DMW gauge there, it says Heavenly, because we now have a lot higher chance of actually having modulating phases.
Yeah, so, but doesn't, so her Lucky Stars just makes it so you are going to get lots of limit breaks while this is active.
Yes.
Or, not limit breaks, but modulating phases.
Fucking stun.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that the Genesis copy here does a lot of, hey, we haven't even been there yet, and he's...
Yep.
Yeah, so that's kind of one of the issues with the modulating phase things, is sometimes you can see memories you haven't experienced yet.
Yeah. I remember this happening in about a week.
Yeah, in the future this will have happened. Who knows? But like we said, this happens with all of them. Technically, it's not supposed to show us this.
Truth.
It's not supposed to be able to show you a memory with
And I leveled up
someone
again. Nice.
until you've actually had the memory with them. Sky High. Okay, yeah. So because we had a limit break, that's what since Cisne's thing does. It increases the chance you're going to get a limit break.
Yes.
Heavenly is the top. Then now we're at Sky High, which means we still have a pretty good chance, but it's not super good. And then
it's high.
Then high, and then
it's normal, and then it's low.
So, all right. So we just beat him because we
Called an airstrike on one dude again.
But due to the unstable nature of the Genesis clone project, he sprouts away.
Schnick. You don't get to leave.
Nope. Cut him down. Yeah, as that kind of shows, the Genesis cloning thing is unstable.
Yes.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to have wings.
That's because when their kid wants to be able to fly.
Like an
Yes.
They don't care the method by which they fly, And it's different. Cisne wanted to be an angel. Some people want to be Superman. Some people just, I want to be a fighter pilot. And
I want to be a bird.
I want to be a boy. Because bird.
Monsters.
It is the word.
No, it's not anymore. Bird hasn't been the word for a very long time, Chris. I'm sorry, you are wrong, sir.
Oh.
Yep, it's okay.
But I was uninformed.
Well, it's all right.
I just got a new shops thing.
Congratulations. One of our friends is going to be home in 10 to 15 minutes and felt the need to send an email out to let us know.
I didn't get the email, and I'm okay with this.
I don't think you're on that email chain.
Once
Good.
sector 8 is clear, come to Mako Reactor.
Yeah,
Farm.
Chris
Unnecessary
gets left out of certain unnecessary emails, but that's okay.
Unnecessary emails drive me crazy.
So it's search and destroy?
Yeah,
The army is mobilizing, but there's still time.
what I dislike the most.
You and I will find them before they do.
And why?
What I dislike the most when I'm on an email to.
For real?
Yes,
Real.
When I'm on an email chain that
Probably.
after a certain while it becomes obvious that it isn't important to me anymore, and I ask to be removed from the email chain,
And then you don't get removed.
Then I either don't get removed or what gets really. Oh, hey, look, it's our memory. It's
Hey,
saying-
we just saw this.
Okay, I don't get removed, or when I am removed, a little while later, someone will then reply to an earlier thing in the chain, and I'm
Thus
suddenly
putting you back into
on the
it.
chain. Yeah. Okay, so I just pulled up as we said, we're trying not to pad the game too much, but this is going to be a number of hours. Or it's going to be a fairly long series. Probably not as long as the Pokemon series, which
Probably
honestly
not.
we need to record some more of at some point.
We do.
According to How Long to Beat, which is a lovely website if you ever want to know how much time you have to set aside to complete a game, the main story of Crisis Core takes about 20 hours to complete. So we're looking at about 50 to 60 episodes.
Oh, that's right. I just got the AP0 for the entire battle. It does not go away.
That's kind of awesome. Why aren't you using Power Attack? That staggers.
Because it has a really long wind-up.
True, but now you're immune to physics. Yeah, so, you know how in most Final Fantasy games, stars above the character's head needs confusion?
Yes.
Well, Zack's the only one in this game, so...
Confusion is not
Yeah,
really
instead
a thing.
it's the indicator for stun. But there is confusion in this game. It's only done by a couple bosses, and it is bullshit.
I don't remember how it works.
Randomizes
out.
your commands, if I remember correctly.
Ugh.
Like, you can input whatever command you want, and there's a chance it'll do what you want it to do, but there's also a chance that it'll do the command on either side of it.
Sneak in there for
Now,
fun.
it will never actively use items
Which is
for
good.
you, but
Gio. And
yeah, so
You
the
guys were pretty tight.
the main story of Crisis Core is supposed to take about 20 hours. As we said, this is originally a portable game, and therefore you were supposed to be playing this in about the length of our episode chunks as you're going back and forth. So you bought this game, and it lasted you a month or more of commutes to and from work.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do the main story plus a few of the extras, it was about 32 and a half hours. If you wanted to go the completionist,
Loveless. Act 1.
and that's get everything in the game,
120?
84 and a half
84.
hours is
Yeah.
what it's
That's
predicting.
a lot of time.
Yeah,
That is a lot
When you've
of
beaten
side content.
right. So we're looking at, we usually get, what is it, about 3-ish episodes into an hour of playtime. Or,
Thereabouts.
or an hour of recording time. We get about 3-ish episodes in because we'll take breaks between episodes to let our voices
Get a
take
little bit of a
break,
rest.
or to get drinks, or clean up some stuff. And then we also don't show you everything because if we're just sitting there fusing materia and we have to actually actively keep talking over cutscenes like this so that we don't get flagged. If we're actively we don't actively show you everything because of there's just some shit that's boring, but has to be done anyways. Like materia fusing. We showed you it the one time.
Not going to make you watch it again.
Right, unless it's something that is like, we need this right now to beat this next thing, in which case we'll show it to you if it's like in the middle of an episode. But for the most part, we're going to try and do things like that between episodes. What's happening here is Sephiroth has challenged his two buddies to, they both fight him. And if they land a blow, they win.
Yeah, they're doing this in the VR training room that we saw at the beginning of the game.
Right, but it's...
yeah, this is just a thing that they used to do when they were second-class soldiers.
No, I think they were still first-class soldiers. They were
Sephiroth specifically said when they were seconds.
Oh, okay. So they're fighting, but as you see, Genesis here has powered up his sword in order to do this. They aren't actually flying right now; they're just falling in slow motion because
Falling with style.
Yep, they are falling with style. And Sephiroth is like, yeah, if you can land a single attack on me, you win. But as we can see here, this is why Sephiroth is the soldier and the hero for everyone.
You'll destroy us all.
That's no way to talk to
And Genesis is kind of fed up with Sephiroth being the
smug.
hero to everyone when, you know, Genesis wants to be the hero. But yeah, look at that. That's the attack Angeal, or that Genesis didn't block, cut through the cannon.
Giant cannon.
And Sephiroth just smugly slides off the screen.
Yep.
But so that's what I mean by people saying, "Oh yeah, this is the more grounded in reality one," and then you have this
kind of bullshit right here.
over-top
This is
nature.
reality, folks. This is real, totally, absolutely.
Total realism. It's like no, they played up the over-the-top fantasy aspect of it, which I'm not going to complain about. It's,
it's cool
freaking
as hell.
awesome, but it's you have to embrace the silliness.
Absolutely.
But there's Sephiroth's theme is starting to play.
Yep.
And then Angeal comes in and blocks both of them because he's Angeal.
Bitches, cut this shit out. I'm the voice of reason here.
Yep.
Genesis!
And that's how Angeal. This is the reason why Angeal's sword is broken.
Yes.
Not his Buster sword, but the main sword he uses in combat. If you notice, anytime he shows up and uses his and not Zack's, it has the tip cut off.
Yep.
And this is the reason, because in this fight, Genesis cut through it. Mm-hmm. But it came back and stabbed him.
Even if the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall.
Yeah, okay, so that's from Loveless.
Yep.
Apparently. I don't know. We never get to see or hear the full play. It's just Genesis likes to quote it. It's his character trait. He likes it.
Yes.
Yes. As far as Genesis was concerned.
Ooh.
But as for NG,
I could see that eating away at Angeal, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Angeal's thing is only fight for honor.
Yes.
And that fight was quite clearly a fight for pride.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
discipline, dreams, honor,
etcetera. You know,
One of those, huh?
honestly, etcetera, despite the fact that you see it shows up in a lot of books, it shows up in a lot of online writing. Mm-hmm. I've never legitimately heard someone use the word etcetera
true.
while talking.
League with Holland.
Yeah.
It's just... It's one of
I
those...
don't think I have either. Now that
Yeah,
you
it's
mention
just
it.
it's one of those words that's like, oh yeah, it shows up all the time. No one actively uses it in their vocabulary.
Yeah. They type it all the time. They will write it out, but spoken, it's not one that happens very often. But we are rapidly reaching the end of stuff, and we're done with the long-ass cutscene, so we're going to catch you guys later.
Bye. Alright, we'll see you folks.
Later, guys.
Like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't chain you down. I feel so